Greetings, members one and all of the Salivation Nation. According to a survey from Kitco, silver will be the top asset of 2021. You'll never guess what is number 2 and what metal did not make the list. Let's explore! Lot to cover in this sort of a prediction mode. January typically is kind of the predictive month for the coming year, just as we, December is a look back, a review, and what happened in 2020. But here in 2021, there's an outlook, and Kitco readers and consumers of their information have been surveyed. About 1,015 took part. They do this every year. And this is their 2021 outlook. The silver market is garnering a lot of attention heading into 2021. And according to Main Street retail investors, it is the precious metal they will be keeping an eye on in the new year. Investors have been waiting a long time for silver to finally live up to its reputation and outperform gold. We've only seen it happen a few times in some of these big jumps during the course of the year. And even though silver itself on paper has more than doubled its price, it has not narrowed that ratio between gold to silver that many of us think it should. For the 5th consecutive year, retail investors see the gray metal as a top asset in the precious metal sector. Interesting that they use the term gray. In reality, silver in its purest form is really a white metal. But maybe they didn't want to be thought of as racist. With silver stackers, we don't want to be considered racist. So if you say white metal, makes it sound like you're, a bigot or something. But nonetheless, in raw form, silver does have a grayish appearance. And maybe that's what they're referring to here. This year, 1,015 people participated in Kitco News Outlook 2021 online survey. A total of 568 Main Street voters, or 56%, said they expect silver to fare better than other metals in the year ahead. That's a pretty big number considering the look of the other metals that are out there. The bullish outlook for silver come as the precious metal has seen a historic rally since falling to below $12 an ounce due to financial market turmoil due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Since its lows, silver prices have rallied more than 115%. In comparison, gold prices are up 25% from its March lows at around $1,500 an ounce, which makes sense, and really, I think gold is the more stable of the two, gold and silver, is that it is a metal that is seen and treasured, and so therefore, it makes sense that it would not perform as a percentage-wise better than silver. Silver is seen as a commodity as well as a hedge against economic instability. In fact, more so in that case. In fact, I think that's what these numbers are showing here. Many of the Main Street viewers or voters here in this case and readers of Kitco News understand this, understand silver as a commodity in this regard. Many analysts also see silver outperforming gold prices in 2021. Now, what does that mean? Now, I think that really should mean that the ratio should narrow down, which really hasn't a whole lot in 2020. It did a little bit, but obviously in March it did not. It widened to its largest spread ever. Low interest rates, a weaker U.S. dollar, and rising inflation pressures will drive both gold and silver, which are both seen as monetary metals, but definitely gold much more so. However, improving economic activity next year will add another pillar of support for silver, and that's something I've been saying as well too. And here is the chart, and we can see, and look what number 2 is. That's right, it's not gold, it's copper. Yes, indeed. Some analysts see potential for silver prices to retest their all-time highs above $50 an ounce. However, most forecasts call for a more temperate rally, with many seeing prices push above $30 an ounce. And I have yet to do my prediction video. And I don't really do these on a regular basis, but I may do one for this year, as I think it'll be interesting. I think it'll be a fascinating year to see how things play out in the economy. Among financial institutions, Canadian bank CIBC could be the most bullish on silver, as they see prices averaging next year around $32 an ounce. Even though the commodity has already performed well year to date, the metal has the potential to provide investors with even more torque given the relatively smaller market for silver versus gold, said Anita Soni, author of CIBC's Precious Metals Outlook. In a surprise twist, investors see copper as a second performing asset for 2021. According to the survey, 161 voters of 16% saw the red metal performing next year, and I don't know, is red may be a strong word. It might be racist against Indians out there. You gotta be careful. Copper's outlook comes as prices continue to hold near the highest level in 8 years. Analysts note that copper is benefiting from significant supply and demand imbalances. As the global economy starts to recover from the COVID-19 pandemic, many analysts expect copper demand to grow, while supply is expected to shrink. Who would have thought that with copper? But what could be a problem considering how much demand there is for the metal out there, it is definitely in use for many different aspects of our lives, electronics, everything that silver is, but in a bigger amount. Maybe not quite as diverse as silver, though, I would say. The COVID-19 pandemic has had a pronounced impact on the metals, as an initial collapse in demand was accompanied by protracted supply disruptions, a combination that ultimately provided for strong fundamentals, while we believe will carry over into 2021, said Michael Widmer, commodity analyst at Bank of America Securities. We expect a global copper market deficit in 2021. This suggests that already low inventories may decline further, so prices are set to remain elevated. Now, does this mean that you should go out and buy copper rounds and bars? Unless you're doing it just for fun, just to have an example, maybe to complete a set or something like that and get, companion pieces. No, do not do that. You are wasting your money, because copper bullion is essentially the premiums and the cost of producing those things far outweigh the value of the metal, even if copper was to double or triple in price. And we know that's not going to happen in the next year. But I would encourage you, as I'm going to start doing again, and that is to hold back pre-83 cents in 1982. Some of those cents were made of copper-coated zinc, so you got to be careful collecting them from 1982 and only collect the ones that are heavier, or when you flip them, have that ping to them. But gold prices came in third place, amazingly enough, with 140 participants, or 14%, expecting the yellow metal to be the best performing asset in 2021. Now, yellow metal, does that mean they are racist against Asian people? You got to be careful with these colors. Sentiment in the gold market is extremely bullish, with many analysts expecting prices to retest August all-time highs above $2,000 an ounce. Gold is expected to perform well as interest rates are expected to remain low through 2023. At the same time, inflation is expected to pick up as economy recovery picks up. And so I think most of these people think that probably the economy is going to fare a little bit better next year than it did this year. And I hope that's the case too. We'll see here. Platinum came in fourth place with 109 voters, or 10%, saying that they were bullish on the precious metal. But they didn't give a color with platinum. What color is platinum? Come on, Kidco. We want to know what color platinum is so we can offend some other group of people. And my guess is probably it would be that should be the gray metal, or the grayish metal. In last place, with 37 votes, or 4%, was palladium. Palladium was more and palladium market continues to see shrinking supply. However, analysts are slightly more bullish on platinum as demand starts to pick up. Many people probably think palladium is overly overvalued at this point. It is crazy where the numbers have been. It got up to $2,800 back in 2020. And what color are we going to give it to? I guess it would be very close to platinum. Part of the platinum group metals. And speaking of color of metals, another metal that has a slightly reddish, yellowish, orangish kind of hue to it, maybe orange will be that, orange metal, will be the one and the only rhodium. It's not on this list. And really it's understandable why, because rhodium is such a rare metal. And even though Kitco does track it in its price movements, it's not one that is commonly traded. And obviously there's no ETFs or anything associated with it. And so more than likely that's why it's not on the list, although it is at record highs now in every aspect, adjusted for inflation or not. Rhodium is on top of the world. And but it trades much less frequently and kind of out of sync with the other metals. But there it is. So silver, and I am bullish as well. I'm not one to typically follow the crowd, but I am for 2021 for silver. And so I'm going to probably be putting out a prediction video where I think the price will be, average out, and by the end of the year for 2021. So stay tuned for that video. But in the meantime, I think it's fascinating that a great number of folks, 56%, according to this chart, we can see that silver rises high there. And as the top asset of 2021. Post your thoughts below. Would like to extend a multitude of gratitude to you all for taking the time to watch this video, and encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe. Yes, this is a video. See, it's moving. The screen is moving. It's moving, moving, moving. That way you know it's a video. And if I stop here and keep going, it's like, it's not something that's scripted out in like a PNG or something like that, or a GIF, animated GIF. This is an actual video. That's right. See that movement? That movement means it's moving. It's a motion picture. That's what video is. It's motion, up and down. I can't go sideways unless I zoom in or something like that, but I can't do that. But you can see my mouse clicking around here, highlighting this text. Look, I made that turn blue. We need a blue metal. Maybe platinum will be the blue metal, bluish metal. Palladium will be the gray metal. And we can have the one and the only rhodium as sort of the orangish metal. I don't know if there's an orangish tint to it. At least that's what I see in there. But anyways, okay, I'm all done. See ya.